His name was Thomas Elliot. We grew up 4 streets apart in Sheffield. Same rain, same narrow alleys, same stupid dreams about leaving it all behind and becoming something larger than the streets that raised us. We enlisted on the same day. August, 1914. We stood in the same line, shoulders touching, laughing too loudly, the kind of laughter boys use when they are afraid but don't yet know they are afraid. He was 23. Left-handed. Terrible at cards. And every time he laughed too loud, too free, he would apologize immediately after, like joy needed permission. I knew him for 19 years. It took me 30 seconds to decide whether he lived or died. My real name was Captain James Aldrich Holt. Intelligence Corps. But for 14 months, I had been someone else. Yusuf. A merchant's son. Educated in Cairo. Faithful. Loyal. Trusted. I learned to pray in the wrong language. Eat with the wrong hand. Sleep beside men I would later betray. And I was good at it. That was the problem. They brought the prisoners in at dusk. 17 men. Mud on their boots. Blood on their uniforms. The slow, broken walk of men who had already given everything they had to give. I watched from the edge of the camp. Always from the edge. That was how you survived. Then I saw him. Thomas. He was limping. Left arm bound tight against his chest. Blood dried dark across his face. He was staring at the ground. Then he looked up. And saw me. Time did not slow. It stopped. Everything inside me moved toward him. 19 years, Sheffield, August, laughter, all of it pulled forward at once. But my body did not move. Thomas stared. I watched recognition hit him. Then confusion. Then something worse, relief. James is here. James will. Then he saw my face. And the relief died. He understood. Completely. Instantly. He looked away. He did not say my name. I have spent 8 years trying to understand that moment. What it cost him to stay silent. What it cost him to look at the only person in that camp who could have saved him, and choose not to expose me. Maybe he understood immediately. Maybe he was too tired. Or maybe he trusted me. They marched him past. I did nothing. Commander Arslan called me in that night. Maps everywhere. Tobacco smoke thick in the air. Oil lamps burning low. He did not look at me when he spoke. The prisoners. Yes. 17. We cannot hold them. A pause. The kind that means the decision has already been made. I need names, he said. Which ones matter? I understood. He didn't need information. He needed permission. They let me into the holding area alone. 17 men. Too many bodies. Not enough space. The smell of blood, dirt, and something else, the quiet acceptance of men who have already begun to disappear. Thomas sat in the corner. I crouched beside him. Don't react, I said. He didn't. I need answers. You're going to get us killed, he said. I'm trying to keep you alive. He gave a small, tired smile. That's not how this works. I asked the question. He answered. Davies. Signals. Valuable. The rest just men, he said. Then he looked at me. And me, he asked. You know the answer? He nodded. Yeah, he said softly. I do. I went back to the tent. Arslan was waiting. I gave him Davies. He wrote it down. And the others. The room got smaller. The air heavier. 16 lives, waiting for a sentence. He slid the paper toward me. 16 names. Thomas Elliot. Third from the top. I stared at it. And suddenly Sheffield. Rain on the pavement. A boy laughing too loudly. Sorry, he says. Always sorry. I picked up the pen. My hand didn't shake. That's the part I remember most. It didn't shake. I signed. Yusuf. 3 letters. Not my name. Not my life. But my decision. They took them before dawn. This time. I didn't just listen. There is a moment before men die. A silence. Not peaceful. Not calm. Just empty. Like the world has stepped back for a second. Then sound. I did not move. I did not pray. I did not close my ears. I counted. 16. I stopped at 3. I couldn't finish. 6 weeks later, I was pulled out. Cold water. Dark sea. A hand dragging me onto a British ship. Good work, Holt. Invaluable. You saved hundreds. Hundreds. They gave me tea. Wrapped me in a blanket. Called me a hero. I thought about Thomas. 16 names. 1 signature. The mathematics worked. But I have never been able to make it work myself. There is a grave in Sheffield. Thomas Elliot. No body. Just a name carved into stone. His mother still thinks he died in battle. She told me once she was proud of him. She should be. He saw me. He understood everything. And he chose silence. He trusted me. I signed his death. And that was the hardest thing I ever did. And that is the thing about war no one tells you. Not the killing. Everyone knows about the killing. The thing they don't tell you is this: the hardest deaths are not the ones you watch. They are the ones you authorize. From a distance. With a pen. In someone else's name. Thomas Elliot died trusting me. That is not a comfort. That is the sentence I will carry until I don't carry anything anymore. He saw me. He understood everything. He chose silence. And I chose correctly. That is what they told me. That is what the mathematics said. That is what hundreds of lives saved is supposed to mean. But at 3 in the morning, when the silence comes back, it is never hundreds I hear. It is one voice. Too loud. Laughing. And then apologizing. Sorry. Always sorry. As if Joy needed permission. As if he knew, even then, that the world would eventually ask him to pay for it. He paid. I signed the receipt.